Hey everybody, it's Jake from Wild Academy. Welcome to day 16 of the Learn PHP tutorial series. Today we're going to be creating our own functions, so go ahead and get a file ready, and we'll start out with the keyword function. Okay, so that's how we declare a new one, and then we need to come up with the name of this function. This is what we will call out. So if we come over to our yesterday's, this string position name right here is what we need to come up with for our own. So what we're going to call this is just welcome. This will be a welcome statement. And for this function, what we will do is we will give it a parameter, which will be our name, and then we'll have it print out a string that says welcome, welcome to, a hotel or whatever. We'll come up with a sentence a little bit later. So we're going to do welcome, and we're just going to create one argument here, and we'll just name it arg1. Okay, and again, this is just, we could do multiple parameters here if we wanted to, so we could do arg2, but we're not going to right now. But what I will say is that even if we're not going to include an argument in our function, we do need to have this empty, at least, so you still have to have these parentheses here. All right, so we'll go back and we'll change this to arg1. So coming down into the body of our function, what we need to do is create our braces here, because we're going to create what we do in between those braces. And we're just going to have this echo our string and then include whatever our argument is. So we'll do echo welcome. Actually, you know what we should do is we'll make argument a variable. Okay, that way that we can just insert it with string interpolation. So we'll do we welcome to our hotel, and we'll just do arg1 here. Okay, and we could just insert the period right there. So now we're going to save this. Oh, we're not going to save it yet. Hold on, back out of here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come down below. Oh, we need to make sure to have our semicolon right there. Come down below here, and now we're going to call our function. So to do that, we simply just type the function name with the parentheses, and then we put in what our name is. So here what we're going to do is we're just going to do welcome. Oh, I don't know why I have that uppercase. Welcome. And then you just type your name in as a string. So I will do Jake for my name. All right, semicolon there. And then just go ahead and save the file now. And we're going to save it as welcome as well. Save. I'm going to hit F7 using Komodo IDE. We'll bring this up. So let's slide this up a little bit so we can see. All right, so you can see that it outputs welcome to our hotel, Jake. So what's happening here is that I'm just calling our function that we created, which is the name welcome. I'm putting in the argument Jake for our parameter that we've created, which is a variable of argument 1, right? So Jake gets inserted here, and then when we come down here, we do welcome to our hotel variable argument 1, which is set to Jake when we've called out our function welcome. Okay, now let me make clear that this variable arg1 can only be accessed within our function. So I couldn't do echo arg1 down here, okay? Because it's not part of the scope, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, probably in the next tutorial or the tail end of this one. So let's just come back a little bit. So what we can do is, instead of typing out this string, this is why functions are so helpful, is that instead of typing out this string every time, if we wanted to welcome somebody, we could just do welcome, and we do, let's just do Sarah. I tend to use Sarah a lot in these tutorials. I'm not sure why. Semicolon there, hit save. Now we are going to need a new line here. So what we can do is just include that in the function itself. So we'll do that here. And okay, big new line here. Bring that outside, that in. save it, run it. So now we have welcome to our hotel, Jake. Get rid of that space there. It didn't affect anything, but okay, so welcome to our hotel, Jake. Welcome to our hotel, Sarah. Come back down here. So it makes it really easy, because otherwise I would need to get somebody's name, and then I would need to just every time be like, type echo, welcome to our hotel, Mike, another common name I use. And that's just tedious, having to type that every single time. So it's just so much easier. And again, this, like, even this can be its own variable. So this could be a variable that gets changed depending on, let's say, whatever the customer inputs. And then that variable will get changed to this in here, and then that will be passed along to argument 1, and then we'll have this echo out, welcome to our hotel. Okay, I'm just going to save this and run it just for the heck of it. We have a parse error here because we forgot the semicolon. We'll run it. Okay. You can even see why it's tedious, is that, or not tedious, but there's chances of getting a misspell if you constantly have to retype something like that. So I hope you're seeing the value in creating functions. And again, this is just a basic one to show you kind of how they're structured. So let's do another one, and this time we're going to add two numbers together. So let's just do a new file here. New. All right. Ooh. All right, so for this one, we're going to take two arguments. So what we need to do is type in function. All right, and we need to name it. We'll name it Adam, because we're going to add these two arguments together. So we'll do arg1. We'll set it as a variable, arg1. All right, and we'll do it as num1, just to give us a clue of what it is it's looking for. So num1, we'll do num2 here. All right, and we don't need that space there, so we'll come out of there. Now below, as before, we need to use our braces, and then we will type our block. What we're going to do is, instead of echoing out anything or putting anything out to the console, we're just going to store a value within a variable. So what we'll do is we'll just do let's do the numSum. That's what we'll name it. We'll set it equal to num1 plus num2. All we need to do now to return this value is just type the keyword return and then write numSum. So return numSum. Make sense? Great. So we come back out, and we are getting something here now. We are getting a value, but we're not, if we were to run this right now, we wouldn't get anything. So we'll save it. We'll name this numSum. All right, we'll run it. You'll see that nothing is returned. So in order to get the return on that, what we do is we have to echo the function out itself. So we couldn't do Adam. In fact, let me show Adam, because I guess before it wasn't a proper explanation because I didn't call the actual function. So we'll do 3, and we'll set this to 4. All right, and then we'll do our semicolon, hit save, and we'll run it. So you'll see that nothing, as before, is returned. So coming down below, in fact, we don't need to go below, we'll just add it to the front end of it. Now if we do echo, we hit save, and we run it, it will return that 7. Because what return does is it hands back control over to the calling function. And that's this one right here, we're calling it here. And because we're echoing it, then it will echo this numSum here. Does that make sense? So again, if we come back over to our welcome statement, we'll get rid of the lines that aren't needed for the explanation. You'll see that the echo is within the function itself. And all we need to do is call out that function without echoing it. So if we come over here, if we didn't want echo to be, or sorry, if we didn't want the result to be returned, we could just store the value of these two in the keyword numSum, or sorry, in the variable name numSum when we call this out, okay? I hit save, I run it again, it doesn't do anything, but because it does have control over it, that's what the return does. Save it, run it, it will echo out the 7. And so let me just, I know this, I already went through this, but function Atom right here, we can call with any numbers. Echo Atom, we'll do 10 here, and we'll do 60 here. We'll save it, and we're going to run this. Now we don't have a line break at all, so these will be both on the same line. The 7 here. We'll just we'll comment that out, run it, and we're getting our 70, 10 plus 60. Okay, so it takes, shrink this down a bit so you can see the whole thing. It takes our argument 10, plugs it into the first parameter here, num1. It takes our argument 60, plugs it into the second parameter here, num2. Then we come down here into the function, the block, we create the variable numSum that's equal to what our argument num1 is, plus our argument num2, which is 60 right here. 60 is num2, num1 is 10. All right? Thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Don't forget to sign up for the email list below. And like and share. If you have any questions, please leave those in the comments. Have a wonderful day, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.